Hi folks, welcome to my channel. It's a very windy day. It's been raining, it's been sunshine, it's been everything today. It's the 9th of January and it's a very special day here in my little town of Newquay, because at about 10:15 tonight there will be a space launch from our airport here in Newquay. I think it's the first one in the UK as well, so that's amazing. If I can get some footage, I'll put it at the end of the video, and then I'll post this video up tomorrow. Because it's so late, I won't be able to get it up. Okay, so I'm just going to read to you from a little website that tells you all about it. Well, actually, it's the BBC News website. But there's loads online if you want to have a look yourself and see what it's all about. But they're using a plane to carry a rocket partway into the sky. So it's like a horizontal launch system. The first ever orbital space launch from British soil. So it's a repurposed 747 jumbo jet, and it's going to release a rocket over the Atlantic. It's going to take 9 satellites up into space. Now, I think this really relates to this decan, because, I mean, first of all, we've got the tower, and doesn't that, couldn't you see that as a rocket rocket launch? Possibly. But yeah, I hope it's not a tower moment. That wouldn't be very nice, would it? But yeah, the other reason is because the Three of Pentacles is all about collaboration, and for something like this to actually take place has taken an awful lot of collaboration. It's been going on for now, I think, 8 years. I'm sure it said somewhere about it being about 8 years before it was going off. Let's have a look. I don't know actually if you can maybe see this image, but that's Cornwall Airport, Newquay Airport. Flight path over into the Atlantic, and that's where they're going to launch. There is a temporary danger area, but yeah, that's the flight path. And I live, oh well, you won't see it from that map, but yeah, I don't live very far from the airport actually, so I don't know if I'll be able to see it. There's a little bit of worry about weather at the moment because it's so windy. You can see it's probably gone dark again now. Because it's so windy, they are really keeping a close eye on the weather at the moment to see if the launch will go ahead. But hopefully it will. So yeah, it's a very historic day for us here in Newquay. There's been 2,500 tickets for sale at the airport to watch it, and they were all sold out very quickly. And I've had messages from friends up country as well saying, how lucky are you to live in Newquay? Shall we get onto the decan? I just thought I'd, let you know what's happening. And I just thought it was amazing how it sort of like ties in with this decan. Okay, so we're talking about fire and earth as well, because Capricorn is an earth sign, and Capricorn is related to the devil. And Mars, which you can probably tell is associated with the tower, is fire. So earth and fire. Earth, practicalities, so the practicalities of putting together something like a launch, and fire, the enthusiasm and the drive to actually get it going, to get it off the ground, if you like. Mars is all about willpower, it's about determination, desire, let's do it. You need that sort of drive and aggression to actually get something off the ground, something so important. And of course the collaboration, as I said before, different expertise coming together to actually make a dream come true for somebody. And if you're talking about the tree of life, well, it's Bina in Asaya. And Bina is all about understanding, and Asaya is all about action. So knowledge and action. So having the knowledge to put things together, to make things work with action. I mean, it's all just tying in amazingly, isn't it? Binary is about understanding, it's about restriction because it's linked to Saturn, so they have to work within parameters, obviously. They have to have like blueprints. You can see the blueprint here on the Rider-Waite-Smith card. So they have to have a plan and work within the restrictions of that plan. And it's the impulse to form, so the impulse to do something, to get something constructed. And Mars, of course, brings in courage as well. So as well as the desire to do something, it's actually being brave enough to put it into action. So if you think about the number 3, there's lots of associations with the number 3, isn't there? You know, the Trinity: skill, talent, knowledge. 3 things that are needed to come together: body, soul, mind, planning, preparing, focusing, growth, manifestation, expansion, amplifying, action, movement. So creatively bringing something into form. So let's have a little look at the cards and some other examples of the 3 of Pentacles, shall we? So here we've got 3 people coming together to construct what I presume is a monastery. Interestingly, the 3 pentacles here are like the three Sephira on the Tree of Life at the top. So that would also bring thought into form. And I mean, it took a long time back in those days to actually construct something like this, didn't it? I mean, even now it takes a long time to build. I mean, the cathedral in Barcelona, oh gosh, I went there, I think 2018, I'll post some pictures. And that was started construction back, I think 1882. Gaudi was the architect. And I mean, he's been dead. They said they wanted to finish it on the 100th year anniversary of his death, but actually that's been pushed back because of COVID. But they're due to complete it, I think, in 26, so they've still got a few years to go yet, or even maybe longer. But that's what they're trying to do. But I mean, it just shows you it takes a long time for something like this to come into form, and Capricorn really speaks to that, the longevity of it. I mean, Capricorn is ambitious, reserved, hard-working, disciplined and tactical, practical, and gives good advice. And you can see there's some advice being given here. So we've got the advice of the blueprint, we've got the advice of the expert builder or stonemason. So we've got a trinity, and actually the stonemason himself has been elevated on this card. He's higher than the other 2. So maybe, just a thought, okay, because these 2 figures are on the ground, maybe they're a bit more grounded in the practicalities, the Capricorn aspect of the card. Whereas the stonemason has, yes, he can do the physical groundwork, if you like, but also he can see the art side of it. Maybe he's an artisan, so he's not loftier, but he has a different perspective, and maybe he's not quite as grounded as these guys. He has got the knowledge of these guys, but the knowledge he has got has temporarily made him have more respect. They're listening to what he knows, he's listening to what they know, and all together collaborating, they're going to bring this monastery into being. And of course the parameters Saturn that I was talking about earlier, and the blueprint, these are the parameters that they have to work within. They can't go outside of those parameters in order to get the work done. They have to stick to the plan. So that is the constriction aspect of Saturn. And so we've got the 3 figures. So one of them's paying. You know, one is the patron, and he's actually paying for it. The mason is the artisan. And then we've got spirit, which is the monk. So mind, body, and spirit. And if you think about as well, on this card here, which is the Thoth card, we've got a pyramid shape. So when pyramids were built, again, they took a long time to be built, a long time. So there would have been somebody who paid for it, there would have been someone overseeing the work, and then the actual workers themselves building those pyramids in Egypt. Well, they were the body, the workers. You know, they didn't need to be intelligent, but they needed someone else who was intelligent in order to direct them in how to work, in how to build these magnificent structures. The interesting thing about this is it a crystal? And why is it split? I mean, we have the 3, but we've also got the base, which is the 4, which gives the pyramid its stability. And we've got 3 wheels here, which are assigned to Mars because of the red colour. Red is associated with Mars. And we would see Mars and Capricorn. And somehow there's movements suggested in this card, really, because these waves, whether they're waves of water or waves of earth or sand, seem to be moving away in order to let this construction be. And the background here is representative of Bina on the Tree of Life. So in life we see examples of how 3 can promote movement. I'm thinking about the Robin Reliant car, because if we've got 2 wheels, we've got a bicycle, but if we've got 3 wheels, we've got stability. So a tricycle is more stable than a bicycle, and also, you know, we can use 3 wheels to make a car, which we did with the Robin Reliant. I'll put a picture of it up. We used to call it a 3-pin plug back in the day. That was like the jokey name for it. And a friend of mine actually went rolling over in his, took a corner too sharply and woo, went straight over. So they weren't that stable, but obviously they're more stable than 2 wheels. I mean, with 2 wheels, as I discussed in the last card, you've got to actually provide the momentum yourself in order to go forward, otherwise you'll just fall off. But it's a bit easier, I think, with 3 wheels. Okay, so just moving these to one side, I wanted to have a little look at the Star Tarot, which is this one here, Kathy McClelland, the Star Tarot. This is the 2nd edition, and this is the God. So I'll just zoom in for you. Okay, so in the Star Tarot, the 3 of Pentacles is associated with a super full moon, and it's got more of a spiritual feel to this card than it has in the other cards, you know, in the Rider-Waite-Smith and the Thoth. So I'm just going to read the last paragraph. This is on page 95 of the guidebook, because it shows a little bit of a different take on it, really, a more spiritual take on it. And here we've got the stars and the heaven here as well, haven't we? You know, this again, the rocket going off into space. Anyway, the image of the 3 of Pentacles is the goddess of creation, and she wears the crown of the moon's cycles. It's a beautiful, beautiful card, isn't it? The sun, which is divine energy, is in the centre, and it's overlapped by the full moon, which gives, so the sun gives the full moon its illumination. And it brings inspired vision through the heart and imagination. The 3 turtles, which are here, they symbolise Mother Earth, triple goddess, and the body, mind and spirit. The goddess's turtle shell crest displays spirals of eternity and creation. The goddess focuses on the 3 golden eggs in her nest. You can see them there. She is working with the energies of divine creativity, aligning the mind, body and spirit. So there's the 3 again. And this is symbolised by the magical string of stars swirling around her and the nest. If you can see them, look at that. Whee! And a third eye there, and all into the universe. The star energy has activated her third eye, given her deep insight and vision. The 3 golden eggs symbolise wishes, dreams and ideas being nurtured and blessed. The rainbow behind represents the bridge between heaven and earth and unity of humanity. So I like that last little bit. The rainbow behind represents the bridge between heaven and earth. So coming back to this space launch, the link between heaven and earth and the unity of humanity. So actually humans coming together, uniting to make something wonderful happen. Okay, so that's the Star Tarot. So next I wanted to have a little look at the Way Home Tarot. This is Barbara Whitner. She wrote WTF is Tarot, which is quite a good book. Let's find the 3 of Pentacles. There we go. 3 of Pentacles, and she's depicted it as an anthill. And we have the sign of the pentacle inside the ant's mound. And ant workers all work together. They don't work individually. They come together to actually build something. You know, they can carry so much. The ants are incredible. And I thought it was really nice as well, because that really shows that collaboration. And, you know, I was talking about pyramids and how they were built back in Egypt and, you know, all the workers together. So many workers died building pyramids. Really bad conditions, and ants just carry on regardless, don't they? Ants don't have a brain. They just worker ants. And that's what I think the Egyptians saw their workers as. You know, like just worker ants, just getting the job done. Okay, so that's the Way Home Tarot. So this is WTF Tarot, and how do I do it? By the same author. So this is Barbara Whitner. Barbara Whitner, not Barbara, Barbara Whitner. So this is the same as the Way Home Tarot. And she likens the 3 of Pentacles to the Harry Potter squad, which was quite a modern take on it. So she's talking about how when the 3 main characters come together, then something wonderful happens. So let me just read it to you. The value of teamwork, knowing your strengths and weaknesses and working with others to create something bigger than the sum of your parts is the essence of the 3 of Pentacles. Harry, Ron and Hermione are all imperfect characters. What Harry lacks in book smarts, he makes up for in bravery. Ron is moody and insecure, but he has a knack for pinch hitting. I don't quite know what that is. And Hermione repeatedly saves both of their asses with her encyclopedic mind, but also halts progress on account of her rigidity. Their humanity makes them lovable and relatable, but as individuals there's no story. Not even with Harry, who wouldn't have survived his first year at Hogwarts without his 2 friends. It's the union of these 3 people, their combined strength, that allowed them to accomplish the impossible. So yeah, team building. Team building is what the 3 of Pentacles is all about. And then the final card that I wanted to look at was from the Zillick Tarot. So this is Christine Zillick. This is the tin version. And I like what she said in the book. Discs. There we go. 3 of discs. So that's the card. And of course I like it because it has a crystal. Look at this. It's a dreamy, watercolory image We've got ladders going up there. There's some hard work going on there. But what I wanted to do is read out of the book. There was a passage in here that I thought summed up the Three of Discs really nicely. So the description: every goal requires endurance. A house is built stone by stone. So that's a very Capricorn energy. A worker moves a giant crystal step by step, which requires the full spectrum of mental work. This card is about material growth through discipline. And this is the bit I like. The will that moves mountains. The will that moves mountains. Mars in Capricorn. Mars for the Tower and Capricorn for the Devil. And we've got a really nice depiction here in the Astro cards. Beautiful deck. I have done a walkthrough of this deck when I did all my astrology decks, so take a look at that, I'll link it below. And also this one, which is the easy astrology cards, and it gives all the links to correspondences. So from the Starco's Astro Oracle, we have achieve. So Mars and Capricorn are coming together to achieve something, aren't they? And so we've got Mars, fire, energy, drive to win, athlete, warrior, competitive spirit. And Capricorn responds. So he's wise, he's a builder, has tenacity, stamina, long-term endurance, responsibility and patience. And ruled by Saturn. So Saturn is all about limitations, which is where the blueprint comes in. Okay, so Capricorn asks us to dive deep into the sea of collective consciousness to find a worthy dream and then work on it and walk it to the mountain tops. So the goats, as we know, they're really adept at climbing mountains. And if you're going to build anything that's worth anything like a monastery, a cathedral, or even like the technology to put satellites into space, then, you know, you need that tenacity to actually climb a mountain that big. It says also that it's connected to our bones and knees in our body. The equipment we use to climb stairs and achieve our goals. So I thought that was nice. So that's the star codes. And then another resource is this Tarot and Astrology book by Corinne Kenner. And she says Mars, the warrior planet, puts on a suit and goes to work when he takes over as sub-ruler of Capricorn's second decan. Mars is exalted in Capricorn. He's an honoured guest and he's received with all the respect his station affords him. Mars loves to get down to business to establish goals and objectives and execute a battle plan or a business plan. He's more than willing to give the devil his due, Capricorn, in exchange for a corner suite in an office tower. From that vantage point, high in the chart and high in the sky, Mars can see the world. And I'm coming back to the space mission as well, the satellite space orbit. It's all tying in so nicely. And the world can see him at work too. So, you know, building, as I said, monasteries, cathedrals. Then in the future, this is about longevity, because cathedrals and monasteries, and apart from the ones that old Henry VIII tore down, last a long time. They are amazing buildings, amazing features that took so long to actually construct. They took teamwork, they took knowledge and skill to actually achieve, as did the pyramids, as did anything worth anything. And they will last a long time. They took a long time to construct, and they will last a long time for future generations. And like Gaudi, I mean, he never ever got to see his work completed. I mean, it'll be 100 years since he actually passed, and it's still not completed. You know, this is a long-term projects, and the Orbit Space Newquay project, I think, took 8 years to get to today. So we're talking long-term work that's so worth the effort. Shall we look at the crystals? Yes, let's look at the crystals. Okay, so we've still got the Devil, which is amethyst. And I talked about amethyst in the last video. We've got black tourmaline for the tower. And I think I talked about black tourmaline before. It's very protective, very shielding energy. And then for the Three of Pentacles itself, we have this amazing chrysoprase. Right, so let's just have a look at the cards first from the Crystal Tarot. Okay, so for the Devil, we've got amethyst. For the Tower, we have black tourmaline. And for the Three of Coins, we've got chrysoprase. Let's put our crystals on and hopefully you can see them. So in the book by Kerry Ward and Claire Gregory that goes with the Crystal Magic Tarot, it says, if you're looking to manifest change, chrysoprase is the crystal you need. It's a great stone for drawing out unique talents and bringing in positive transformation. If you want a promotion or a change in direction, this fresh green stone will usher in opportunity and radiate out good vibes that will help you get the attention of those you seek to impress. If you have an interview or networking event, chrysoprase can also help you think quickly and speak wisely, as well as creating an optimistic and open mind when it comes to new situations or possibilities. So in Michael Geinger's Crystal Power, Crystal Healing, one of the things he says about chrysoprase is that it endows us with the experience of being part of a greater whole. It searches for truth with patience so we can become happy, even if we only understand a tiny fraction of the universe. And I think that's what we're striving to do, isn't it? To actually understand. So I like that. And also emotionally, and this is quite personal for me, it actually helps with recurring nightmares. And I've been having a recurring dream for many, many years. There's two, actually, recurring dreams that aren't overly pleasant. One is an eviction one that I keep getting where I've got nowhere to live. And another is about smoking addiction. And we've got the Devil, who's all about addictions. So what I've been doing is I've been carrying these 3 crystals and sleeping with these 3 crystals, and it's making a real difference. I'm actually working with another deck as well, the Philarcus Tarot, and that's all about dream work. I might do a video about that when I've been working with it a while. And so I've been having different dreams now, and you know, tourmaline is very protective. I like that. It helps promote boundaries, and I'm purposely putting boundaries in place. Like I say, amethyst is about addictions, and prenite for recurring dreams. And so you can sleep better with amethyst as well. Amethyst is lovely for helping to promote rest and sleep. It's great for that. And so these 3 crystals together are personally really, really helping me at night with my dreams, and in the daytime for healthy boundaries. Yeah, healthy boundaries. So I thought that was worth mentioning if that helps anybody else. But anyway, yeah, so tonight, really exciting night. We're going to blast off into space with the satellites from Newquay Airport. And, you know, if you get a chance to see any of the footage, it should be online. I'll see what I can find tonight and put it at the, like I say, at the end of this video. But for now, I do wish you all safe times with healthy boundaries. I wish you restful sleep with no recurring nightmares. Okay, until the next time, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here on this wet windy day, which I hope doesn't have a detrimental effect on tonight. The wind is supposed to die down by about 3 o'clock, so, fingers crossed. Anyway, until the next time. Bye, folks. Bye, friends.